Hello everybody, you're in the copywriting class with Ms. Fatma Hatem Anjari. This video is in continuation of the typography lecture. And in this video, we're going to talk about the common mistakes that you make in typography. One of the first common mistake is using all capital letters. Using all capital letters in moderation in body copy can draw too much attention and spoil the overall look of the design. For emphasis, you can consider italics instead. If you have to set words in capital, use small caps either or without the initial capitals. Take a look at this. So if you're running copy, in the running copy, if it's when you need to use capitals for something like an acronym or an abbreviation, you can use small caps instead of the big caps, right? Take a look at this. 90 JPG files on CD-ROM. The same looks better if you're using small caps. Similarly, even for emphasis, use italics for emphasis rather than all caps. So she sits around the house. If you look at the screen, you will see that around is written in all caps. But if you do not use caps for the word around and you use italics, it looks better. Connections. There are ways to connect or separate words. For example, hyphen, the N dash, and the little wider than the hyphen, the M dash, wider still. So try using the N dash to separate thoughts like this one with a character space on either side. N dashes without space on either side are also used between numbers and compound words, as in the shop is open 10 to 7, while you can take the New York, Kansas City. Take a look at the screen and you can see the difference between using N dash and M dash. So in N dash, without spaces are used to separate numbers and compound words. Open 10 to 3, you can see which one looks better. The N dash. For M dashes or N dashes with spaces are meant to separate thoughts. So how nice to feel full and still get full credit for appearing hungry. All right. So you can see that here how it is going to look if you're using N dashes or M dashes. So for thoughts, M dashes work better. Quotes and apostrophes. Quotes generally look like this. You can see at the screen. That means there are two inverted commas. All right. And can be remembered as the beginning and ending quotes by thinking of 66 and 99. So in the beginning of the quote, there should be 66. And when you're ending the quote, it should appear like 99. Beginning quotes are found on the Mac by pressing Option this, you can see on your screen, and closing quote Option Shift with a bracket close. The apostrophe is simple, a raised comma, the shape of 9 in most typefaces. It is identical to closing single quote, while the open single quote looks like a 6. Take a look at the screen if you want a clarity on what I'm saying. So beginning single quotes are found on Mac by pressing the Option of dash, the apostrophe, and closing single quote by Option and Shift of closing of the bracket that you have. Right? So this will give you a single comma, which is a single 6 and a single 9 at the closing. While in quotations, quotes, you can use 66, the double commas that looks like 66, and close it with a 99 looking commas. Take a look at this. When using quotes, remember 66 and 99. Straight quotes are often caused by copying and pasting text and general lack of attention to the detail. So if you're copy pasting text, your quotes will look like this. It's going to look like a straight line. So it shouldn't be looking like a straight line. So if you're using quotes, your apostrophes should be 66 and 99. Justification. If the design allows, avoid justified left and right settings. Most applications create justified text by hideously stretching and squishing words and spaces. So what happens that when you justify it, it actually stretches. There's some places where it has more space and somewhere between the words there'll be lesser space. So note that it takes many hours of tedious work to typeset justified text that is truly well proportionate and legible. So professionals prefer to use ragged right composition, either with or without the hyphenation or depending on how much line length variation they wish to allow. This gives the text a more harmonious appearance and makes it easier to read since all the word spaces have the same width. Take a look at this. Auto-justified text often causes unsightly rivers in a block of text. Try flush right text instead. So the first one you can see that it is auto-justified, which has extended it. In the second one you can see that it is right justified. And the one with right justified does look better. Thank you so much. Hopefully you will be remembering all this and implementing while using typography and copy for your ads. Thank you so much.